Hey, comic lovers, EMoney, the old man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder here with you again. Here for another exciting episode, right boy? Right boy?
Exciting?
Yeah.
You promise?
Sure. Let's say we promise. Alright, so on today's show, we are discussing the newest TV series from Disney Plus and the Star Wars universe, Obi Wan Kenobi.
Did we do a reaction video on that?
We did do a reaction video. Now we're
going to talk about it some more?
Yeah, now we're going to have a little discussion about it. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to have comic book reviews, previews, and then we're going to have a little preview of what you can expect at this weekend's pop-up comic shop. And then later, we have a little something special planned with Thor.
You're leaving something out.
What did I leave out?
We got something in the mail.
Oh, we did get something in the mail. Our monthly Boxed Heroes is here, so we're going to see what goodies we have in there. Alright. You good boy. You good boy. Yes, you are. We'll see
He's
you later.
not biting me or chewing on me, so he's a good boy.
Alright. Remember, kids, the key to hunting Jedi is patience. This is Back Issues. Alright, comic lovers, so before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. We'd like to hear from you guys. Also, we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you can help us out with that, we'd really appreciate it. Alright, so, no news on Thor this week. For one, it was raining last Thursday, which is when I usually take them out. And also, I didn't have a whole lot of time this past week because I've been working on a movie this past week. It's been a lot of fun. A couple days, have been working with a couple of celebrities and some old friends that I've met on other film sets. And,
Celebrities?
Yep.
Do tell.
Oh, well, I worked with Morgan Fairchild. I worked with Tony Todd, some of you may know as the Candyman. And also Nolan Gould, who a lot of you may know as Luke from Modern Family. So, been having a lot of fun working with those folks. And got a couple more days of filming this coming week, or I should say this week.
So you ain't getting no walkies.
Yeah, might be another week, buddy. Alright, so getting into today's topic, we are discussing the newest Star Wars TV series, Obi Wan Kenobi.
They did that thing where they dropped 2 episodes at once.
Yeah, that was a little bit of stress on this editor for reaction videos. Fortunately, though, it wasn't overly long because there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to react to.
We didn't do a whole lot of reacting.
And we'll get to that in just a second. But so if you don't know, Obi Wan Kenobi, it takes place 10 years after the events of the Clone Wars, and the fighting is over, the Empire has taken over, and Obi-Wan is living in secret in isolation. So what gets him out of retirement? Well, for one, the Inquisitors are on the run working for Vader, trying to hunt down any rogue Jedi out there. The opening scene is a flashback to the day the temple was attacked by the stormtroopers.
That was depressing.
Yeah.
Didn't need to see that.
Yeah, and the Jedi are trying to get the younglings out, and I'll say this, Jedi, they, most of them, they don't, go down easily, because the one we were following, it's like it took 3 or 4 direct blaster hits to take her down.
She was tough.
Yeah. But so starts out like that, and then we flash forward 10 years, and the Inquisitors are hunting down any other Jedi that may be out there. And the Inquisitors were introduced to us in, I believe they were introduced in Rebels. Clone Wars was before the Republic fell. So yeah, we first see them in Star Wars Rebels.
If you say so.
Yeah, and they big pain in the butt for any Jedi or Jedi supporters, and I'm not really sure how they differ from Sith. I mean, they all seem to have Force abilities, so was it just a matter of the title or what? I don't know. Probably they named them Inquisitors so they can get around that whole 2 rule. there's always two, never more, never less, something like that.
Hey, you are the uber Star Wars nerd, not me. I enjoy Star Wars, but I can't take it to the level that you do.
Okay. He has watched The Bad Batch, but that's the only animated show he's watched so far.
And I am excited that they announced season 2.
Yep, season 2, yeah. All right, hey buddy, are you getting bored? Are you bored with Star Wars? Yeah?
He's like, move on.
All right, so what happened during the show? Well, what happened was Obi-Wan got called out of retirement when some goons kidnapped Princess Leia, and he, Bail Organa, that's his name. Bail Organa calls on Obi-Wan to rescue his daughter.
Well, the scenes with the young Leia, the little girl who plays Leia, you might want to keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
She's got skills.
And, you know, they do a great job in writing a young Leia in that show. You know, she does a great job and really talented. There was a time when the girl from Stranger Things was in talks to play a young Princess Leia.
Yeah, she grew up.
Yeah, she's an adult now pretty much. So, hey, needed to get someone else, and they did a great job in casting. So, also I want to say, they really got their money's worth out of those Tatooine sets.
Oh yeah, they keep using them.
Yeah, Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and now Obi-Wan. So yeah, I told you, they need to do a series of one-shot episodes following a different character each week, and then they can call it Tales of Tatooine. I would watch that.
You'd watch anything that had STA. That's all you need.
Yeah. All right. So, and also a new, as far as I know, someone correct me if I'm wrong.
They will.
The third sister, aka Reva, is part of the Inquisitors. As far as I know, I did not remember seeing her in Rebels, so we don't really know much about her and what her fate is going to be. And I'm pretty sure that she was one of the younglings in the flashback scene when the temple gets attacked. Because, not only do we not know why they showed us that scene in particular, but also it seems like she's like the outcast among the Inquisitors. And, they say something like, your stench will always follow you or something like that. And she'll never truly be one of them or something like that. So I think there's animosity towards her because she used to be among the Jedi.
All right, so me and the dog, you've put to sleep. I think you need to wrap up the Star Wars stuff.
Okay. All right. So one thing that I'm still confused about is the Grand Inquisitor, because in the end of the episode, when he confronts Reva, shoves him through with a lightsaber, and
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, we've been discussing this for a few minutes now, so hopefully you know to skip this if you didn't want to talk about it. All right. So she shoves him through with a lightsaber, and then I thought that the Grand Inquisitor had met his fate in an episode of Rebels. In fact, this past weekend, the old man and I showed him the clip of the Grand Inquisitor versus Kanan in Rebels, and I'm like, okay, I thought he was dead there. And
okay, if you think that I was all excited to watch this episode or this clip from it, he made me watch it.
Can't help some people. So, somebody tell me, is that the same person? Is he immortal and he keeps coming back from the dead? How does that work? Or, next week's episode, he's just gonna, get back up again and Reva didn't really kill him. So, if you know, let me know in the comments. All right, so that is our discussion and recap of Obi Wan Kenobi. Looking forward to today's episode, if you're watching this on Wednesday. So, let us know about it in the comments. All right. So, what?
Hang on. Hey, wake up. He's going to move on to something else now.
All right, we're going to check back in here with Thor. Hopefully he'll wake up a little bit in just a little bit. For now, let's head inside and talk comic books. All right, comic lovers. So if you've never seen us do this before, we grade these comics on a 5 shield rating system. We give them each 2 scores, one for writing and story, and then the other one for artwork. And then we combine those 4 scores together to give it an average overall score. All right, so first up, we have our mentions, because we don't say honorable mentions, because sometimes we might have something negative to say about them. But I think we're good this week. I think it's all, mostly good stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so what do we have?
All right, first up, Amazing Spider-Man, number 2, because they restarted the title again.
Yeah, again.
Oh, well. And we got the cover with the John Romita Jr.
All right, so artwork by John Romita Jr. So Spider-Man is on the hunt for Tombstone, and he's trying to get back into the groove of things in New York since he just came back. I almost said the swing of things. But he is looking for Tombstone, and he looks to one of Tombstone's henchmen, a girl by the name of Bunny. That's her name. She dresses up like a bunny from Alice in Wonderland. And he gives her an ultimatum. Like, I can take you in now, or you can tell me where Tombstone is, and I'll still come after you, but at least you have a head start. And she tells him the address where to find him, and then Spider-Man goes, "Thank you." Thwip, thwip, webs her up. And she's like, "Hey, we had a deal. And be sure to tell the cops that when they come for you." So he goes after Tombstone, and then he miscalculates and finds out he's in over his head. I mean, you would think, years of experience plus spider sense, he would, he's less likely to walk into these things.
Well, every time they redo the title, it's like, not only did they redo the storyline, the characters got dumb again.
Right?
I don't know.
All right, so Amazing Spider-Man number 2, artwork by John Romita Jr., coming in at...
we gave it 3.5 shields after we rounded it up.
3.5 shields, rounded up. All right, next up.
All right, part of that Shadow War storyline, Robin number 14.
All right, so part of the Shadow War story, if you've been reading, a guy who's dressed up like Deathstroke killed Ra's al Ghul, and now the League of Assassins and Talia are coming after Deathstroke and everyone who's with him. And Batman and Robin are kind of caught up in the middle here. So, a lot of things happen in this issue, but most importantly, the identity of the fake Deathstroke is revealed at the end here, and I promise you, you did not see it coming. Like, whoever you thought was the likely suspect, you did not have this one figured out.
Nope. If I'd have got 100 guesses, that would not have been one of them.
If you say you figured it out, I say you're lying. All right, so Robin, Shadow War Part 7, and it's Robin number 14, ends up with...
3.5.
3.5 shields out of 5. All right, next up.
A book that we actually stopped getting for a couple issues. Then it got involved in a storyline we wanted to read. And we started picking up again. And that's Hulk number 7.
All right. So this is part of the Banner of War storyline where Hulk and Thor are throwing down across the cosmos here. Well, in the middle of their fight, good old Tony decides to insert himself into the fight. And Tony's been busy. He gone and built himself a real honest-to-God Zord, like from Power Rangers. And he's coming after Hulk, and Thor is begging him to, back off. Well, you know how stubborn Tony can be. And a odd, unexpected result happens at the end of this issue, something that old Tony did not anticipate. So, good action and, nice little surprise at the end here. So, Hulk, number 7, and it is part 3 of the Banner of War storyline, and it ends up with
3.5 shields.
3.5 shields out of 5.
Okay. Do you know that my first exposure to Tony and the Hulk not getting along was Avengers number 1 back in the 60s?
I think you told me that, yeah.
And it's never worked out well for Tony. I mean, at best it was a draw.
Mm-hmm.
But you think he'd learn.
Yep. All right, so that is our mentions for this week. Now on to this week's top 3.
Well, as usual, there was a tie. This one was for second place. And we looked around the old game closet, and way down tucked in the bottom was Axis and Allies. I haven't played Axis and Allies for a long time. I think that might have been your second time playing.
Might have been, yeah.
And it wasn't, you never played with me before, so you must have played with a friend. And we discovered that the old man's military strategy is not what he thought it was. Got my ass kicked yet again. So, if you don't like the order of books 2 and 3 on this top 3. Alright, so,
next up.
Number 3. Our old boy, Gunslinger Spawn. This is number 8.
So, Gunslinger, he tries to take a little mini vacation from, doing whatever it is he does, and finds himself at a local truck stop bar. And you know how it is with spawns, trouble seems to follow them wherever they go. And he gets accosted by a couple of demon type things. And also, local truck drivers, try to, mess with them.
I won't say I spent a lot of time at truck stops, but I used to work for a company that ran them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been in truck stops before. For the most part, truckers are a pretty reasonable, nice group of guys. Now, I don't know what they're like in a bar late at night, but the ones I've run into, they were pretty cool.
Well, everyone seems to underestimate Gunslinger Spawn because they think he's the weak Spawn and that he's easy pickings. Well, Gunslinger quickly alleviates them of that mindset.
It's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did Samuel Colt call the weapon he invented?
The Great Equalizer. All right. So, and solid artwork as it is in just about any Spawn comic book. Gunslinger Spawn number 8 ends up with 4 shields out of 5. All right, next up.
All right, next up. I've read a lot of Punisher books over the years, and this new series, I'm enjoying it, but it sure ain't my Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
This is Punisher number 3.
All right, so if you've been reading this series, Punisher has become the head of the Hand. And, kind of odd way he got into that position.
Head of or the hammer of?
The hammer, the leader, or whatever you want to call it, of the Hand. So it starts off where they attack a Hydra base. And I don't know about Hydras. Like, you'd think they'd have some kind of training, but they ain't got nothing on the Hand. So
Well, they usually got really cool weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, they don't know what to do with a bunch of ninja coming.
Nope. So
The answer is run.
one thing I don't like about this, which, I guess they're going for style here, but there's really great artwork in the present storyline, but whenever they flash back to something from Frank's past, they go to another artist, and, it's not as good.
It's all right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the same time, the God of War, the literal God of War Ares, is waging war on the Hand because he keeps disrupting his flow of guns because, he's Ares. Ares wants war. He wants people to wage war on each other, and the Hand keeps preventing him from doing that. So, Punisher number 3, great artwork most of the time, and curious to see what happens with that Ares storyline. Ends up with 4 shields out of 5. And then we get to our number 1 pick.
Well, it's also a number 1 issue. And let me interject with my opinion here up front. Might be one of the best Bat books I've read in a while. I really like the way they treated it. There's a great conversation between Bruce and Alfred. There's a great conversation between Batman and Commissioner Gordon.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this story starts off where there's a blackout in Gotham. And first thing we see is a couple of guys try to break into Wayne Manor. Now, whether the Bat is home or not, you probably know that's a bad idea. And they quickly learn that lesson.
You don't take Alfred for granted.
Mm-mm. So he meets up with Commissioner Gordon, and we find out that it's not just Gotham. It's the whole world that is in a blackout here. Now, in the DC universe, you can probably take a few guesses as to what that means. So, Batman is trying to get in contact with the Justice League and find out what's going on. Meanwhile, he's learned that Superman is missing.
Superman is not at home.
Yeah. Well, Batman thinking, put out one fire at a time, he does what he can in Gotham. And he finds out that there's been a mass breakout in Arkham.
Of course there
Surprise,
has.
surprise.
Of course, Arkham has got a revolving door on it. I mean, come on.
So, in doing what he can, he decides to round up the escaped inmates. So, curious to see where they go with it. We still don't know, what happened with the blackout yet. So, excited to see where they take this. Batman Fortress #1 ends up with
4.5 after round.
4.5 shields out of 5. Highest score we've ever given a comic book. It's happened a few times.
But it's a tie, yep.
Yeah, but no one's ever gotten past 4.5.
Right. So, I don't usually go out on a limb. You need that.
Mm-hmm.
You need it. If you like Batman at all, you need that.
All right, so that is last week's comic book releases, and get them at your local comic book shop if you haven't already. So what do we have this week?
Well, I was over at Comic Book World today, which means it's filming this on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we sorted all the comics that are going to go on sale tomorrow. So not only did I have my list to work off, but actually hands-on saw all the comics.
For the record, I speak as if it's Wednesday because that's when most of you are watching this.
Right.
So
I don't want you to think that I was sorting comic books on Wednesday because obviously that would be a day late.
Mm.
But anyway, pretty light week.
Okay.
Yeah, not as light as that week a couple weeks ago, but definitely not heavy like this week was that we just reviewed. But at any rate, coming out, we've got, there's a Batman annual, which annuals are always real iffy. They usually lean toward not being very good.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious, so I guess you'd say I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of Spawn, The Scorched, #6 comes out. Ghost Rider #3, you know how they've redone Ghost Rider.
Right, yeah.
It's been pretty good. And the one I most look forward to anytime it comes out is The Nice House on the Lake.
Right.
#9 ships.
Okay, so all those are out today, Wednesday. Get them at your local comic book shop. And I think that does it for our comic reviews and previews. Now, show you guys what we got in the mail today. All right, so what did we get in the mail today? We got our monthly Boxed Heroes box. So I told you guys before, if you want to get your own Boxed Heroes, it's a assortment of random comic books. You get about, I think, 10 plus a bonus subscriber box.
Yeah, it's
a
not
subscriber
always,
comic.
It's not always the same number, but it's
right
around 10.
And it's supposed to be random, but full disclosure, a lot of times it's stuff that's come out in the past month that you can get in here.
I would say 2/3 of the books are books that are probably still for sale at your local comic book shop.
So full disclosure there. If you want to get your own or you want to try it out, you go to boxedheroes.com. You can get a one-time box to see how you feel about it, or you can get a monthly subscription, and with a subscription you get a subscriber bonus book in every box. All right.
In the defense of Box Heroes, when I say you could still get them, it's usually variants.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
you're not getting the A cover
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times. A lot of times you're getting, I won't say an incentive copy, but you're getting a slightly rarer variant.
Right. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so we got our extra goodies here that we always get. Got a Deadpool trading card, a Spawn sticker. Looks like we got a Star Wars and Halloween sticker there.
Huh, okay.
Then you have your card that lets you know how you can enter win a free comic book. Oh, all right. So, May was Free Comic Book Day, or Free Comic Book Day this May.
First Saturday, May, historically, is Free Comic Book Day at all the shops in the country.
So it looks like Boxed Heroes got in on that because we have a few loose free comic books here. All right, so what do we get? Well, we have Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Looks like it's a Disney Junior show that it's based on. Then we have Stranger Things. The old man and I, we just started season 4. Then you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think, we got this on Free Comic Book Day ourselves. Yeah, so it reprints a story from the first ever issue here. So that's pretty cool. Then we have Dark Crisis Special Edition from DC. Now, Free Comic Book Day, when you get these free comics, is it a reprint of another comic book, or is it like a one-shot story that happens here?
A lot of times they do reprint stuff, but Marvel and DC have actually taken and started putting out comics that you might want to read if you're going to read the crossover storyline.
Okay.
Like Dark Crisis, there is probably stuff in here that you're not going to get in another comic book.
All right. Then here you have from Marvel, Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals Judgment Day.
Same thing here. I'm willing to bet you there's something unique in there.
And then finally we have Spider-Man Venom #1. Right there. All right, so there's the stuff from Free Comic Book Day. Nice couple of bonus books we got here. All right, now on to the regular stuff.
Don't forget to flip your last book.
No peeking. No peeking. I don't think... Yeah, I don't have to flip it for some reason.
Okay. Hope that we did get our bonus book.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
say on the back of the book that it's a free bonus book.
All right, here we go. First up, we have... all right. So we just watched the premiere of Obi Wan. We have Star Wars Obi Wan #1.
And we didn't get that, so good.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have a Scott Campbell variant, and that is Alice Ever After #1.
We didn't get that either.
All right. Then you have a Jenny Frison variant. I don't know that artist, but it is Catwoman #43 right there.
We didn't get that. So far, so good.
Mm-hmm. Then we have a Phil Jimenez variant, and it is New Mutants #25.
Didn't get that.
All right. Next up, nothing on the back here. We have, oh, wow. We have Fantastic Four #85 from the Silver Age.
Huh. Not in the greatest shape, but that, still something that we don't have and haven't had for a while. A little bit rough,
Yeah.
but still pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, Silver Age book, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have Excalibur number 311? No, number 3. Okay. So Excalibur #3. I think that's a 90s comic.
Yeah, that's not the regular Excalibur. It's spelled B-R-E.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, any X books from the 90s that aren't X-Men, probably, not going to be that great. All right, and speaking of X books, we have Cable #27, The Sugar Man Strikes.
Sugar Man was actually a pretty cool mutant villain.
Really? Okay. Oh, we have an X-Men Classic, #53. So a lot of X books this month. Then we have we have ourselves a Liefeld. X-Force #4 with the horizontal cover there, and you got Spider-Man with them. Lend a little gravitas to the story, right? All right, and then finally we have our subscriber bonus book, and it is a Raphael Albuquerque variant. Okay. And that is, Savage Avengers #1.
Well, we did get Savage Avengers #1, but we did not get that cover, so
Yep.
that's okay.
All right. So, there you are with this month's Boxed Heroes. So, get it at not get it at your local comic book shop. Go to boxedheroes.com and you can try out a single box or you can get a subscription.
Sometimes it's what you get is actually cool.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's just fun opening the box up.
Absolutely. All right, so there you have it. Now, let's go to a preview of what you can expect at this weekend's pop-up comic shop. All right, so if you've never been to one of our pop-up comic shops before, we're going to be open this Saturday. It is 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., 7002 Brookbend Way, Louisville, Kentucky.
First off, if they've never been to the pop-up shop, your only excuse is that you don't live in the Louisville area.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, shame on you.
Mm. All right, well, we're going to have comic books, all kinds of key comic books. We're going to have toys, action figures. We change the toys every week. So if you've been to our shop before, we're going to have all different stuff this week. And then we're going to have DVDs and Blu-rays for you guys. All right, so give you guys just a little taste of what you can expect at this week's pop-up comic book shop. All right, so I have 3 comic books here. They're all pretty recent acquisitions. First up, the old man acquired a small collection of early Ninja Turtles books. This is when Eastman and Laird were self-published. And this one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 6. So, really early issue. And it is the first appearance of Zondraman.
I think it's a Triceratops looking guy.
Okay. And we have a couple more of these. So, come check them out. Then we have a double-size issue of Moon Knight, number 25.
And that's the original volume of Moon Knight.
Volume 1. And it is the first appearance of the Black Spectre, right there. And then finally, this is really cool. We have, I showed you last week all the Resident Evil action figures we have. Well, here we have Resident Evil number 1 from Marvel Comics. And originally, this was a free comic book.
It was a promo giveaway. It wasn't for free comic book day. It was just something that they gave out.
Right. But it had a low print run. So it is, and also, if you're a collector, the $5 coupon is enclosed.
It's
so,
not an attached coupon. It's just loose, and it is in this comic.
Right. So this is the first comic appearance of Albert Wesker, Jill Valentine, and Chris Redfield. So some pretty important first appearances in comic books in here. So, and we're going to have that available for you this Saturday.
If you get there in time.
Right. If you're worried about someone beating you to the punch, remember we have a strict no early birds and no holds policy. So
we open the garage door at
exactly 8 a.m.
o'clock.
So if you're there 8 a.m., you're going to have first dibs on anything we have in the shop, all right?
If you're there at 7:55 and you're concerned that the garage door isn't open, it's not supposed to be open.
Right. All right, so that's our comic book preview. Now to give you a little preview of the toys we're going to have available. All right, so first up, a few weeks ago, I think I showed you guys the Spider-Man edition of Monopoly that we sold that one. Now, recently, we acquired Marvel Comics Collector's Edition Monopoly. So that is, I'm not sure what era this is from, but it's a few years old, and it's never been played before. So,
and you're sure you checked inside to make sure these comic books are not in here?
The comic books are not in there. Sorry. Yeah, we would have jacked up the price way up. All right.
No, we would have taken the comic books out and sold them individually.
All right, so Monopoly Marvel Comics Edition, that's going to be available, and we're going to have all kinds of board games. We have, I think, at least 3 X-Men board games from the 90s. We have Spawn the board game, and a few others as well. All right, so you can check those out. Next up, we have, if you're a 90s kid like me, you probably had a lot of action figures from Batman the Animated Series, because, that was like, the greatest thing ever, Batman the Animated Series.
I confess, even though I'm not the animated watcher that you are, that was a very good show.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have action figures from all 3 of the major Batman series of the 90s. We're going to have stuff from the original Batman the Animated Series. We're going to have stuff from the new Batman Adventures when, the storyline kind of flash forward it like about 5 years, and Tim Drake became Robin and Dick Grayson was Nightwing now. Then we're gonna have stuff from Batman Beyond. So
I'm gonna have to take his word for all that.
yeah, in the original Batman the Animated Series, it was mostly Batman flying solo most of the time, but every now and then we'd see Robin pop up, and Robin was Dick Grayson. So then, a couple seasons later, they came out with the new Batman Adventures, and it was like, he had his squad now, because he had Nightwing, Tim Drake became Robin, and Barbara Gordon was Batgirl. So, it was like a team then. All right, so these are all from the original Batman the Animated Series, these three here. So you have Ninja Robin, which, isn't Robin supposed to be ninja, anyways?
Only Damien would be truly a ninja.
Okay. Then you have Catwoman from the original animated series. They redid her artwork when they did the new Batman Adventures, and she became very plain looking, I thought.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, she looks much better in this artwork than she did in the new series. Then, finally, we have the Bat Cycle from the animated series. And, it has turbo sound and wheelie action. Now, I'm pretty sure it works, but, I'm not going to pop it open to find out. So, we're going to have all these available, plus stuff from the new Batman Adventures and Batman Beyond. Alright, so that is it for Batman. Then finally, got one more line of action figures to show you here. We're going to have a couple action figures from Star Trek The Next Generation. Now, if you're a collector, you know that there's Next Generation action figures from two different companies. One's Galoob and one is from Playmates. And we're going to have figures from both of those companies. Galoob are the ones that I've found are more valuable. Playmates, not as much. But all these here that I have today are from Galoob. First up, we have Antikin, a voracious enemy alien from Next Generation. Then you have Seeley, a snake-like enemy alien, right there. And then next up, this is really cool, you have Q. Yeah. Powerful alien enemy.
Powerful is an understatement.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we're going to have all those, plus more, both from Galoob and Playmates this weekend. All right, so that's going to do it for our preview for this weekend. Again, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday, 7002 Brookbend Way, Louisville, Kentucky. Come check us out. All right, that does it for our preview. Now, let's head back up into the garage with Thor. All right, comic lovers, back out here in the garage with Thor. So, we've been doing some testing with Thor for the last few weeks. 2 weeks ago, we tested his paternal instincts. He failed miserably. Then we tested his empathy, and he did pretty well with that. Now, we're going to see how he does in an emergency. All right, this is our Doggy Challenge video of the week. Hey, buddy. Hey.
Are you filming? Oh, no! He's dead. And he no longer cares.
Thor?
I think that's all you get.
Did you call for help? No? No? No help?
A paw in your face here in a second.
Alright, so that was our Doggy Challenge video of the week. Good boy. Good boy.
want you to remember something. Hey, Thor. If he dies, he becomes food.
Okay, eating people should be a last resort, okay?
And,
Just
you know,
FYI.
If you're laying there dead, what the hell?
Alright, so don't forget we have our Star Wars reaction video later today if you're watching on Wednesday, once again. Also, be sure to come and check out our pop-up comic shop this Saturday, 7002 Brookbend Way, who's a good boy? 7002 Brookbend Way, Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff for you. Alright, hope you guys have fun, and we'll see you on the next one. Excelsior.
True believers, let the old man know what summer movie you're looking forward to the most.